Picture this. You've saved for months, planned the perfect cruise vacation, arrive at the port with your bags packed and excitement building, only to be told you can't board. This nightmare scenario happens every single year, and the reasons might shock you. Before we dive into these cruise-crushing mistakes, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Trust me, you'll want to catch every travel tip that could protect your next adventure. Let's start with reason number 8, and this one catches more seniors off guard than any other travel requirement. Cruise mistake number 8, the passport validation date. Your passport might look perfectly valid to you, but cruise lines now enforce the 6-month rule with 0 exceptions. This means your passport must be valid for at least 6 months beyond your planned return date, not just the departure date. The cruise industry tightened this requirement in 2024 after several international incidents left passengers stranded in foreign ports. Here's what makes this particularly tricky for seniors. Many travelers assume they only need a valid passport for the cruise duration, but immigration laws in many Caribbean and European destinations require that 6-month buffer. If your passport expires in March and you're taking a January cruise, you're getting turned away at check-in. The solution involves checking your passport expiration date immediately when booking your cruise. If you're within 8 months of expiration, apply for renewal right away. Passport processing times have extended significantly, and expedited services now cost considerably more than standard processing. Moving to reason number 7, and this financial requirement surprises even experienced cruisers. Cruise mistake number 7, credit card issues on board. Credit card authorization holds have skyrocketed in 2025, and many seniors discover their available credit limits can't handle the temporary charges. Cruise lines now place authorization holds ranging from $500 to $1,500 per person, depending on the cruise length and your chosen beverage packages. Sarah from Phoenix learned this lesson the hard way when her card was declined at check-in despite having enough credit for the cruise itself, but not for the additional holds. These holds cover potential onboard expenses, gratuities, and shore excursions, but they tie up your available credit for the entire cruise duration plus several days afterward. The authorization amount varies by cruise line, with luxury lines requiring higher holds than mainstream carriers. Smart seniors now bring multiple credit cards or notify their banks about the expected authorization amounts before traveling. Some cruise lines accept debit cards, but these holds can freeze significant portions of your checking account balance. Cruise mistake number 6, complex medical documentation. Since the pandemic, cruise lines now require detailed medical clearance forms for passengers with specific conditions, and the list of conditions requiring pre-approval has expanded dramatically. We're talking about diabetes requiring insulin, heart conditions, recent surgeries within 6 months, mobility assistance needs, and even some prescription medications. The documentation process isn't just about declaring your conditions. You need physician signatures, medical history summaries, and sometimes specialist clearances submitted weeks before departure. Many seniors show up thinking their general good health is sufficient, only to discover their blood pressure medication or recent knee replacement requires additional paperwork. But here's the crucial detail most travel agents don't mention. The medical review process can take up to 14 business days, and submissions received within 2 weeks of departure often get rejected automatically. This means you need to start the medical clearance process immediately after booking, not a few days before departure. Cruise mistake number 5, hidden exclusions in travel insurance. The most dangerous exclusion involves pre-existing medical condition look-back periods. Standard travel insurance policies now include look-back periods extending up to 180 days, meaning any medical consultation, prescription change, or symptom within 6 months can void your coverage. Here's where it gets particularly sneaky for seniors. Even routine prescription adjustments, like changing blood pressure medication dosages, can trigger pre-existing condition exclusions. The insurance companies argue that any medical change indicates an unstable condition, regardless of how minor the adjustment might seem. The solution requires purchasing travel insurance within a specific window after making your cruise deposit, typically within 14 to 21 days. This purchase timing waives pre-existing condition exclusions, but only if you meet all other policy requirements perfectly. Cruise mistake number 4, shore excursion restrictions. Many Caribbean and Mediterranean destinations now limit or completely prohibit independent exploration for passengers over certain ages, typically 70 or 75. These restrictions aren't advertised prominently, and many seniors discover them only when trying to leave the ship at port. The restrictions stem from increased liability concerns and insurance requirements in popular cruise destinations. Local governments worry about seniors getting lost, injured, or requiring emergency medical assistance in remote areas. Some ports now require proof of comprehensive travel insurance or signed liability waivers for independent senior travelers. Tom from Seattle discovered this restriction in Cozumel when port authorities wouldn't allow him to leave the cruise terminal without booking an approved excursion, despite his excellent health and travel experience. But there's a workaround that many seniors don't know exists. Cruise lines offer modified independent exploration passes for additional fees, typically ranging from $50 to $100 per port. These passes provide basic liability coverage and emergency contact protocols, while allowing more freedom than standard group excursions. Cruise mistake number 3. Technology issues onboard cruise lines now require smartphone apps for almost everything on board, from dining reservations to emergency communications. The apps aren't optional convenience features anymore. They're mandatory tools for accessing basic cruise services. The technology requirements extend beyond simple app downloads. Many cruise features now require active internet connections, location services enabled, and regular app updates throughout the cruise. Seniors with older smartphones or those who prefer minimal technology find themselves unable to access dining venues, entertainment reservations, or even basic ship information. Here's the preparation step that solves most technology issues. Download the required cruise app at least 1 week before departure. Create your account, upload a profile photo, and practice navigating the basic features. Most cruise lines offer tech support during embarkation, but lines are long and assistance is limited. Reason number 2 reveals a documentation trap that's catching more seniors every month. Cruise mistake number 2, lack of proof of return. International cruise itineraries now require proof of return transportation to your home country, not just valid travel documents for the cruise itself. This requirement sounds simple until you realize what constitutes acceptable proof varies significantly between cruise lines and destinations. The documentation must show confirmed transportation arrangements from your final port back to your permanent residence. Screenshots of online bookings aren't always accepted, especially if your return flight departs from a different city than where the cruise ends. Some destinations require printed airline tickets, hotel confirmations for overnight stays, or even rental car agreements. Jenny from Denver almost missed her Mediterranean cruise because her connecting flight confirmation didn't clearly show her final destination matched her passport address. The safest approach involves printing complete travel itineraries showing every transportation segment from departure to return home. Include backup documentation like travel agent contact information, confirmation numbers, and alternative travel arrangements if your primary plans change. Finally, we reach the #1 reason seniors get turned away at cruise ports. And this one will absolutely surprise you because it involves something most people never consider checking. Cruise. Mistake number 1, not having an emergency contact. Your emergency contact information must include someone physically capable of making international travel arrangements and financial decisions on your behalf if necessary. Cruise lines now verify that emergency contacts can actually assist in crisis situations. This means adult children living overseas, elderly spouses with their own health limitations, or contacts without valid passports themselves might not qualify as acceptable emergency contacts for international cruises. The verification process includes confirming your emergency contacts' phone numbers work internationally, they have current passports for potential travel to assist you, and they have access to sufficient financial resources for emergency situations. Some cruise lines even require secondary emergency contacts for cruises longer than 10 days. But here's the detail that saves the most trouble. Your emergency contact needs to acknowledge their responsibility in writing before your departure. Many cruise lines now require signed forms from emergency contacts confirming they understand their potential obligations and have the resources to fulfill them. The solution involves selecting emergency contacts strategically and providing them with detailed cruise itineraries, travel insurance information, and clear instructions about their potential responsibilities. Consider designating different contacts for different types of emergencies, like medical versus financial situations. Understanding these 8 reasons puts you ahead of thousands of other senior travelers who'll face disappointment at cruise ports this year. But knowing the problems isn't enough. Preparation makes the difference between a smooth embarkation and a vacation-ending disaster. Remember that cruise line policies continue evolving, especially regarding health and safety requirements. What worked for your last cruise might not apply to your next adventure. Stay informed by checking directly with your cruise line about current requirements rather than relying on outdated information from travel websites or previous experiences. If this video helped you avoid a potential cruise catastrophe, smash that subscribe button for more senior travel tips that could save your next vacation. Drop a comment below sharing which of these requirements surprised you most. And don't forget to check out our complete cruise planning playlist for seniors. Safe travels, and I'll see you in the next video.